So this is the effect when we're goal kicking that we don't want. Almost snuck in. Beautiful day here today at Gosh's paddock. Today we're going to talk about two things. So for me, when it comes to ball strike, there's two parts of it. Your kicking foot as it's arriving, so pre-impact with the ball, the time of impact, and then post-impact, so what path your kicking foot is taking. And the second part of it is what sort of work you're putting on the ball. The best way to explain work is just like in a game of tennis or ping pong. You see players putting backspin, topspin, side spin, working the ball, and we do the exact same thing when we kick a rugby ball. So we're going to talk about the foot path and some of the work that we're putting through this ball. So here on the whiteboard I've got a couple of different paths post impact with the ball. We're going to presume that we've arrived at the ball really well. We've gotten to that position about an inch before we're getting to the ball, making contact with that nice hard part of the foot. So that plantar flex, that really hard part of the foot that we want to make really good contact with. Based on the type of kicking tee that you use will change up on what position you get your foot into, but it stays the same principle for all different types of kickers and different kicking tees. So the first one, we get into that really good position, but we push through the ball. We probably don't get our hips through the ball. Our chest and momentum pushes along that black line, and that's when we push the ball and block the ball to the right. It generally stays straight, but we do push the ball to the right. On the flip side of that, we get through the ball really well. So same thing, foot position in that nice hard plantar flex position, but we pull away straight away, and that's that C shape that we can see there. So Dave Allred, he's talked before about the J and the C. We want to get into that nice J shape. And that's what we're going to talk through now. So this nice green J, we come in, get in that nice hard plantar flex position, but our foot and our momentum goes through the line of the ball towards the post. So that's the foot path that we're chasing post impact with the ball. Is nice and hard, just about an inch before the ball, but then staying on that nice J line all the way through to our target, whatever our target is. So now we get into the work part of the ball. For stand-up kickers, we've all agreed that about a third of the way up the ball is a really good place to make impact. Reason why it's a third up is because we want to elevate the ball. We've got to get it over the crossbar. We've got to get some sort of punch and elevation on the ball. We hit too high, it stays too low. We get too low on the ball, we get too much backspin and too much cut on the ball. So we've agreed that 3/4 of the way up, anywhere between those two black lines, is a really good target zone. Now as we approach the ball, we've got an inside panel, which is this Gilbert one, and an outside panel. So we want to be making contact as close to the middle of both those panels to get a straight kick. If you do have a nice little draw and a right to left, I'd say you'd probably have about 55% of your weight and impact on this inside panel and 45% on the outside panel. It's really crucial that you're in control of the ball and know exactly what strike you're after. I'm going to have a few kicks now where I talk about working the ball and putting too much spin both on the inside panel and outside panel to give you a few different demonstrations. It's the exact same principle whether you're using a high cut tee. So yes, the sweet spot and the strike on the ball is a little bit different because of your personalized positioning of the ball, but it's the same principle of hitting the inside panel or outside panel. It's the exact same principle based on any kicking tee that you use. So now we're going to put a little bit of work on each of these balls. First ball, first soccer ball, I'm going to try keep it low, hard and flat, but get that big side spin, hopefully top right corner of the net. Nice and low, hitting inside panel of this ball, bit of side spin. Got the result, got the spin that I wanted. Now I want a little bit more elevation. I'll actually try to go over the crossbar on this one. So a little bit more height, but still getting that side spin. So this is the effect when we're goal kicking that we don't want. Almost snuck in. So now when we get to the rugby ball, if we think about that same principle, if I hit too much of this inside panel, I'm going to push the bottom of this ball out, creating that side spin. So this here is what that looks like. Hit a little bit too much inside panel, but really get that ball hooking. You can see there, it started out, bottom of the ball spun out, the ugly strike still went over. Whereas if we can hit the ball a little bit squarer, up the back with a straighter ball flight, it means that we're going to get much straighter kicks from all parts of the field rather than always getting that side spin that's really inconsistent. Let's get a really nice strike on this, up the back of the ball, and a straighter ball as well. There are so many other factors when it comes to your ball strike, your plant foot, your approach, how consistent you are with your body and the position that you're getting into pre, post and at the time of impact. But in your next session, I just want you to focus on every single strike. Was it on the part of the foot you wanted? Did you get a little bit too toey? Were you wrapping the ball and hitting too much of that outside panel? Were you blocking a lot of your kicks and pushing everything right? Just be really aware of the ball strike that you're chasing, and that way you can get the feel in your body of exactly the strike that you want for every kick. So make sure you pay attention to detail on the type of ball strike you want, the foot path and the work that you're putting on the ball.